Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus, and welcome to Closet Movie Rambles, where I'll talk about all the movies that I found in my closet while cleaning. This week's movie is Finding Dory, and it's about 1 hour and 33 minutes long. And the movie starts with Dory as a young little fish with her parents, and she gets told that she has a short-term memory, so she forgets more or less everything. And then she loses track of her parents, and she don't know where they are because of her memory. And she wanders the sea until she's an adult, and then she runs into a clownfish called Marlin, and he is in pursuit for his son Nemo, which is missing. And then cutting to 1 year later, and everything turned out fine, so they're living together, all of them. And Dory starts to remember that something about her parents, that they live in California or something. So Marlin, Nemo, and Dory decides to go to that place. So they take a ride with some sea turtles through like an undercurrent. And Nemo almost get eaten by a huge octopus during this incident, and Dory managed to get captured by like a sea institute for decontamination, and she meets up with this squid in a tank called Hank. So Hank wants nothing more than to leave the quarantine zone, and Dory has this tag on her fin. That's his ticket out of there, but they make out a deal. So Dory managed to escape the quarantine room through, she jumps into a bucket which contained dead fish, and she ends up in a tank with, I think it's like a shark whale called Destiny, and apparently they're friends, but because Dory has short-term memory, she doesn't remember her friend, the shark whale. So Hank and Dory managed to get inside the institute deeper, looking for Dory's parents via like a child carriage. And Marlin and Nemo end up in a gift shop aquarium while they're looking for Dory. So Hank and Dory ends up in a kid's pool out of a lot of shenanigans and sneaking around, and it's kind of a terrible place, but eventually they end up in this place where Dory was actually growing up as a kid, and it turns out it was not out in the sea, it was this huge aquarium. So she found out the place where she grew up in. This place where she followed the shells, which will become important later in the movie, and there's this undercurrent where she was actually pushed down into like a pipe and out into the sea, and that was why she was confused and didn't know where she were, and due to her short-term memory she didn't even know this. So while she's in those pipes, she ends up bumping into Nemo and Marvin, I guess. Yeah. So then a lot of things happen, and one of them is Dory getting flushed out to the sea, and she meets up with her parents because she followed the white shells that her parents had put out there. Because they weren't actually in the quarantine zone, they were actually cured and taken out to the sea. So the one thing that Dory's parents taught her was to follow the shells, and that way she will find home. So they've been painstakingly putting out white shells all over the sea so that Dory can find them. So now there is this other conundrum where they need to like free the other fishes, I guess. So Hank is actually getting into a truck, and Dory's helping him to like navigate because she can see up like dashboard and everything Hank is driving. So the whole commotions end up with the truck actually crashing down into the sea and releasing all the fishes inside and getting free of the institute and whatnot. And then cutting to Dory playing hide and seek with her friends back at home, and everything is fine, and the movie kind of ends on a happy note. So what do I think about Finding Dory? The first time I watched it was with my brother's kid, and she have seen it a bunch of times because it's on like a streaming service or whatever. So I was like keeping her company watching the movie because I liked the first movie, Finding Nemo. And this movie hit me really hard in the emotional place, because some kids' movies are, well, they're made for kids, but they have like an undertone message for adults. And there was something about the thing, just it hit me in the soft space. This innocent kind of fish with bad memory trying to like find her way, finding her parents, going through this emotional journey, finding out that she actually can remember stuff, and being reunited and having like a big family in the end. It was kind of warm to the heart, if that makes sense. So I can definitely recommend this movie. This Pixar movie is actually good for adults as well. It kind of hit me in like the soft place and made me think, almost a bit sad actually. So yeah, I can definitely recommend it. So anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.